All right, who's ready to meet some Hall of Famers? But before we do that, let's have a round of applause for the kitchen staff here and all the hands that prepared our meals here tonight. Let's formally meet the class of 2024. Brian Beatty from Louisville. Nick Faulkner. Tom Hertler Jr. Alden Hill. Alden, by the way, came all the way here tonight from Atlanta. Jerry Patrick. Representing his late father, Tom Winkart, is Tom Winkart. And representing the Jim Craig Award winner for the late Charlie Bowersox is his son, Ted Bowersox. By the way, Ted came here tonight all the way from California. It's always fun to come here tonight to see some of our returning members from the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame. From the class of 2002, Ron Blackledge. Ron has not missed a single one of these dinners. From the class of 2014, TJ Downing. From the class of 2015, Jeff Durbin. From the class of 2019, Ed Glass. From the class of 2023, Bobby Henry. From the class of 2017, Kurt Lukens. From the class of 2010, Tom McDaniels. We also have some current high school football head coaches here with us tonight. From Northwest High School, John DeMarco. From Fairless, AJ Sarwal. From Green, Mark Geis. I also want to introduce one more person, a former head coach in Stark County. He came all the way from Columbus tonight. He's a teacher on a school night to be here for Alden Hill, Ed Miley. All right, who's ready to take a trip down memory lane and relive some incredible moments and legendary careers? Our first member of the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame class of 2014 is Brian Beatty, a running back and defensive back at Louisville from 1990 to 1992. He was named first team All-Ohio running back in Division II as a senior. In 1992, when he was selected to as the Canton Repository Player of the Year. He was also the WHBC Most Valuable Player, the Northeastern Buckeye Conference Player of the Year. He ran for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead unbeaten Louisville to a 28-15 win over Revere for the program's first playoff win in 1992. And he later scored 4 touchdowns to lead the Leopards to a 34-6 win over Youngstown Cheney to win the program's first regional title. He scored 3 touchdowns and ran for 98 yards when number 3 ranked Louisville beat number 2 West Branch 38-12 in a showdown of 8-0 teams in 1992. He emerged as a 2-way starter for the Leopards as a sophomore. He earned a football scholarship from the University of Louisville, where he was a 2-year letter winner for the Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming for induction into the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Brian Beatty.
Technology to work here. My daughter helped me out on this. You got to put my reader seeing everyone here this evening. I guess first of all, I want to thank God for all my blessings, for me and my family, and for all the people who have been surrounding me my entire life. Thank you to the Stark County Hall of Fame Committee. A special thank you to Pam for everything and organizing her staff. Thank you, Dr. Michael Thomas, for my nomination, and Todd Porter for this wonderful evening. I want to congratulate all the other inductees tonight. It's such an honor to be up here with Coach Hertler, Mr. Alvin Hill, Mr. Nick Walkner, Mr. Jerry Patrick, and Coach Weinhardt. It's an honor. Tonight I'm blessed to be able to thank and recognize some of the individuals who made me the man I am today. It all started in hot stove baseball in Louisville, and Coach Carm Greco. It gave me my first shot in athletics after I was cut from another team. He was a great mentor for young men, and he was tough but caring at the same time. Thank you, Carm and the Greco family. I had many other coaches in Little League Baseball that were great mentors to me. Doc Peters, Bob Arnold, Coach Henny, Coach Kasser, and many, many others. Thank you to you all. My next step in my athletic career was with the Louisville Leopards, our youth organization, which is a big part of why Louisville has such a success in high school football. It is ran and still ran, it was started and still ran by the iconic Nub McKim. I would like to thank Nub for all he's done for me and for the Leopard program. And I want to thank all my little Leopard coaches from my Rams days to my Colts. Then came high school football. My freshman year, I had an all-star staff that coached me. The legendary John Regal, who was a rock-solid individual. Coach Hall, Coach Kudo, and a young first-year coach by the name of Paul Farah, who went on to have a pretty good career coaching himself. Then on to varsity football and all the amazing coaches and players I played with. And none of this would be possible without them. Coach Rick Chrislip, who brought back the attitude and turned around our programs. Thank you, Coach. To his brother Cotton, my running back coach, who is a great mentor. Thank you, Cotton. To Dan Redelia, in my mind, the best offensive line coach in the county. Thank you. To Coach Klebeck, Tom Klebeck, and to Dick Kuhn, who are both members of this Hall of Fame. Thank you for all you've taught me. And other coaches I had, Jeff Starkey, Coach Hunt, Coach Fair, and many, many more. Thank you, thank you. To all my fellow players, thank you, and especially my offensive linemen. As a running back, you better thank them first. Billy French, Jeremy McCoy, Frank Taka, Harry Manis, Steve Wiggins, Troy Davis, Mike Simcoe, Terry Ruskin, Joe Baroni, Todd Henny. Thank you, Hogs, for all the work you did for me. My quarterbacks, Rob Arnold and John Aljancic. And John, who is an elite quarterback and is a member of this club also. Thank you. My other running backs, Joe Greco, Ricky Coffey, John Civvy, and especially Christopher Menegay, my fullback. Once again, he's like a glorified lineman, the fullback, and he's the only one I think who could actually brag that he blocked for 2 Stark County MVPs. Thank you, Christopher. And all my other Leopard football family and teammates, thank you, thank you. I believe our senior year, 1993, and some of my fellow players there are here tonight. We helped turn around the program at Louisville. We made it to the first playoff appearance and our first state semifinals. And I think we honestly, as a team, brought back Leopard tradition. I had the honor to play at the University of Louisville after high school and play for the legendary coach, Coach Schnellberger. And was recruited by Lincoln High School graduate, Coach Vagotas. Thank you to all my college teammates, and one that's here tonight, Mr. Garen Patrick. front. Thank you for being that senior lineman that watched out for this freshman running back when it came down. Thanks. I'm very proud to be a Cardinal. I think the tradition of Louisville football continued after I graduated with some great coaches. Coaches like Paul Farah, the great defensive coordinator Ed Miley, Coach Davis, and many others. But there is one coach, Coach DeMarco, who I would say, in my mind, is the best offensive coordinator in Stark County. I also had the pleasure of coaching with Coach DeMarco. And I'm glad our friendship is still strong today. Thanks, Coach. I want to thank all the high school coaches. I work with coaches on a daily basis, selling football helmets and reconditioning and doing laundry. And there is no doubt Stark County football is where it's at. And it's an honor to work with a lot of you individuals, and it's an honor to be part of Stark County football. I want to thank Stager Media, Leopard Nation, and Spotlight Media for all they do for Louisville football. I want to thank our athletic director when I was in high school, Greg Parrish, and making the transition from the Federal League to NBC and running such a great organization. I want to thank Paul Starkey, the legendary Louisville football coach, who was a neighbor of mine, who always was an ear that I could talk to and was always a big supporter of me. One of my greatest honors in life was to be a pallbearer for his funeral. Thank you, Coach Starkey and his family. I want to thank the Beatty family, especially Dennis Beatty, for the facilities we have at Louisville, and all the other great individuals who support our great community in football. Thank you. A special thanks to Coach Kudo. He has been a great supporter for me from day one, and he still is a great supporter for me and my family and my daughter. Thank you, Coach Kudo. Bobby Galaggio, a legend who still talks to me on a daily basis. Thank you, Bobby Galaggio. Joe Harrell, my head basketball coach. If you knew me, I wasn't a basketball player, but I played for Coach Harrell. You liked what he taught you in high school. You really liked what he taught you when you went to college. But I love what he's taught me as I'm a man now. Thank you, Coach Harrell, for everything. My family, it all starts with my mom and dad. My mom is the strongest woman I know. Attitude is everything with her, and she's a fighter, a survivor of breast cancer, and a true angel on this earth. My dad, I have the honor of having him here today. He's the rock of the family, my favorite coach out of everyone. He taught me work ethic, caring, and passion, and be passionate in what you do. Dad, I wouldn't want anybody else to be here for me tonight besides you. I love you. My brother, Eric, my sisters, Ashley and Heather, and all my nieces and nephews, thank you. I want to thank my wife, who I met in Louisville, Kentucky. She not only blessed me with my first two bonus kids, Carissa and Maddie, and my first grandbaby, Emmy. My daughter, Sammy Jo, I am so blessed to call you my daughter. And I am so proud of the young lady you are today, and what a fighter and leader you have become. I can't wait to watch you continue to grow. My Mila Rose, my miracle baby, thank you for keeping me young. I love you all, Chris and Maddie, Emmy, Samantha, Joe, and Mila Rose. Kathy, thank you for being the light in my life, and I'm grateful to have you by my side. I love you, and thank you for asking me to dance. I would like to just finish up with a story on how God has become even a bigger part of my life and journey as I've gotten older. On Tuesday, June 4th of this past year, I was shown the power of God that morning. I was taking Sammy to RG Drag for an orientation, and on my way home, by chance, I glanced out to the left side of my van and saw a car buried in a ditch. When I turned around, I saw a young man who was extremely injured And all I knew to do was to find help, keep him calm, don't let him move, and pray with him. And that's what I did. The first responders arrived, worked their magic, and he was later transported back to Akron Children's Hospital with severe head injuries. Let me back up and tell you what happened the evening before on Monday night. Samantha Jo, my daughter, laid beside me in bed as I was journaling, reading from Coach Dungy's Uncommon Life Daily Challenges that evening. That evening's reading was titled, Letting God Fight. The passage that evening was from Exodus 14:14 that read, "The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. Believe that the ultimate outcome in whatever you are facing is in the Lord's hands." And at that time, Sammy was facing some difficult decisions and things that happened. And we read that passage again, Exodus 14:14. Also that evening, Brandon's girlfriend read him the same passage from Exodus. Whatever you're facing, it's in God's hands. Well, that next morning, it truly shows that God always is fighting for us, and it is in his hands. They didn't give Brandon much of a chance when he was first brought into Akron Children's Hospital. But it was in God's hands. And with the amazing surgeons and the wonderful nurses and staff at Akron Children's Hospital, Brandon is with us today. And he's making an unbelievable recovery. Even though his journey and all of our journeys in life have struggles, we should always remember God is always fighting for us, and it is in his hands and in his time. God bless you, Brandon and Brian. I want to leave you with this quote. People will respect your character more than your accomplishments. I hope that can be said about me also. Thank you very much.